Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you enjoyed the first video. It's my in the bag. If you haven't already checked it out, go check out the first video and you can kind of see what I have been throwing for the last year. What we're going to do here for this video is we're going to do a review. We're going to check out the new disc from MVP, or I guess Streamline discs, which is going to be the Range. It is, I guess everybody's calling it the flippy Berg. It is like a Berg, very similar in the depth on top of the actual kind of, I guess, puddle top is very similar to the actual Berg itself. But where it differs, I found, from the Berg was the bottom of it. The bottom of it isn't as rounded. It's actually a little bit more, it's got a little bit more of an edge at the bottom side there. So it felt better in my hand when I was throwing it on the course. I guess maybe it feels where I can actually grip onto something, where the Berg, I felt like I didn't properly get a good grip on it. So overall, I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I did, and I actually did like this. It's not like a Berg, I don't think. I think it's a little bit more glide. It definitely has a little bit more glide to it, and it's got that kind of right drift to it. If you throw it on hyzer, it will flip up, ride flat for a little bit, and it just kind of held that. It didn't really want to fight back out of it, so it was an interesting different flight. Let's check out some of the shots that I threw today, where I was comparing the Berg and the new Range from Streamline discs. I also threw in my slammer as well, which if you watched my first video, then you'll see that I do enjoy throwing the slammer. If you didn't watch my first video, go and check that out, and then come and watch this video, and yeah. So I'm gonna throw a few of the holes here at my home course in Kelowna, BC at Knox Mountain Park. It's a small 9-basket, 18 tee pad, really small course here. I'm only gonna play some of the holes that really make sense for these 3 discs, and let's get started. Let's see how they go. So the Range and the Berg actually had pretty identical flights on that one. I don't know, not much to say about that. It had a bit of a tailwind. I threw them on a little bit of a hyzer high, let them just kind of stall out and fade. They're both tap-ins. I threw my slammer a little bit inside. Didn't get quite the same kind of flight. Actually, the Range is a little bit better. So every shot that I've thrown with the Berg that's been good, the Range has kind of been a little bit better. For the record, I never throw the slammer on this hole. Give it a better effort than that, right? So what happened with the slammer throw on this hole specifically, you want to line yourself up better with the tee pad, which I was avoiding being in line with the camera. So I'm not used to filming yet. Hopefully I can get better at filming and still making good shots. I don't want to be one of those guys that just get worse at playing disc golf because I'm playing in videotape or video recording. Really? They're all gonna do the same thing on this hole for me. So this hole is notorious for having a lot of left-to-right wind or headwind coming off of the lake. As you saw with the range there, I threw it on a little bit of a hyzer, it flipped up and it just wanted to ride to the right and just drift off there. The Berg just went relatively straight, and then my slammer of course had the integrity that it still has in that disc where it's parked right next to the basket. So I pulled the Berg. Maybe a bit too much hyzer, but it was trying to flip up, it just wasn't ever going to get up to flat. So that first throw was the Berg. It's a 240-foot hole, so I don't expect to get there with the Berg. I don't really like holding these discs because I have to throw them on almost like a modified grip. They feel a little bit clunky in my hand. And that was the range there. So the range, as you can see, it held the spin, the height, and it just wanted to just slowly drift towards the basket. I actually really liked that line. I didn't feel like I was going to get enough to get the ace run with it, but definitely it's a birdie if I was to play with that disc. First up, slam. Woo. So as you can see there, my slammer was super overstable, didn't throw it hard enough or wide enough. The Berg, I was going to be actually super disappointed in myself if I had aced with a Berg, and the range was super flipped up and just kind of rode right straight to the basket. So let's pick those up and move to the next hole. Okay, hole 12, this is our feature hole at our course. As you can see, our beautiful views of Kelowna. Hole 12 is 232 feet downhill. I didn't expect the Berg to actually get up and go. gonna try the Anheuser, let it ride the mountain a little bit here. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting the range to actually be that good. I just parked it with that backhand turnover, but it's actually a really good disc. It feels better in the hand than the Berg. I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for saying something like that, but it really does. It feels like a solid disc. It's understable, but it holds the lines you put it on, unless you put it on a hyzer. That Berg was actually flying really nice. I gave it the height and it was just slowly stepping down. That was quite nice. So I threw the range with a little bit more hyzer because it's been wanting to flip and ride to the right a little bit for me. But there is this right to left wind that's coming off the lake right now that it flipped up, it wanted to, but it just kept pushing, and it's probably about 25 feet to the basket. That was just bad. That didn't give the Berg a chance, but I don't think it was getting there anyways. That range is actually pretty good. It feels a little bit better in the hand than the Berg. And it just kind of flips up, rides a little bit and wants to drop. I don't know, I kind of like it better than the Berg. So as you can see with the videos and the throws, it was a little bit flippier than the Berg, almost like a beat-in Berg that just wanted to flip up and kind of drift to the right. It didn't have too much integrity, but it did want to hold the line, and it wanted to stay in the air a little bit longer than the Berg. So I was able to get a bit more distance out of this disc than I was out of the Berg. The Berg just wanted to just fall. So I quite like it. I don't think it's going to make the bag for 2025, but it is going to be a fun disc to throw around, especially during glow. This is a glow disc. My first experience with this disc, we were actually playing a space race, which is where I got this disc. We got this disc, and we also got the Full Eclipse Crave as well. The Full Eclipse Crave was also a really nice disc. I found it a strange choice for it to be a part of the space race, just because most of the holes that you're throwing on those, you're typically throwing under 150 feet, which is not where I'd be throwing a Crave. This Crave I did throw outside of the space race, and I did find it to be a little bit more stable than the other Craves that I've had in the past. I've had multiple glow Craves, but this one definitely is a little bit more beefier. Not super beefy. I might try it out, I might put it in the bag, but again, something that I'm going to definitely use in my glow bag. I don't have too many glow discs that I can kind of rely on, and my glow bag's a little bit funny. The one thing that I will say about the glow Crave that I've noticed right away is that it's already showing some signs of wear. The course that I played in the space race wasn't super rocky. However, the disc came out of there with quite a bit of blemishes. I don't think that the glow rim is going to hold up to kind of the durability that I need when it comes to using this disc in my everyday bag. But again, for glow, it's going to be great, and all around, great discs. They feel good in the hand, and if you haven't already tried the range, definitely recommend it. And if you can get it into glow after they're released, I always recommend getting glow because they're typically a little bit more overstable. So other than that, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, turn on the notifications, leave a comment below on what approach disc that you like to use. Have you used the range yet? Have you used the Berg yet? I'm assuming everybody's used the Berg, but what approach disc do you like? What's your approach putter? Personally, I like the Slammer, and I also throw the Anode as my approach discs, but let me know in the comments below. Thanks, guys.